Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So in this video, we're taking a look at something which has been talked about for a long time, highly rumored, I would say, but it's finally actually been able to something I can get my hands on, and actually two hands on, but I'll explain that in a second. It is the brand new Trackmaster Thomas and Friends, or Motorised, I should say, Thomas with Annie and Clarabel, which includes a brand new Annie and Clarabel mold for 2020, which is a bit of a throwback to how it used to be in the good old days. What are we waiting for? Let's take a look. Alright, so I don't really review Trackmaster stuff as you would know, but I wanted to take a look at them in this video. So let's have a look at the boxing on the new Motorised range, or the new Trackmaster branding. You're probably wondering why there's two in this video. We're only, you've seen the thumbnail and the intro, we're just meant to be talking about Thomas, right? Well, interestingly, I've also got, yes, a mispackaged Thomas. So this is the Dutch, it says the Duchess, but it's actually Thomas. And I also picked that one up. You can see he's been a bit beat up when he traveled across from the UK. But yeah, so this one is not going to be opened. That one is going out of the frame. But what we are looking at in this review is this one here. And you can see it comes with the new Annie and Clarabel. You've got this new packaging as well. That's what the bottom looks like. I really like these barcodes. I think they're super cute. We should get a lot more of them. If we turn this over, again, you've got even more language stuff here, but thankfully we do still have these, which is nice to see that they're showing us some of the other engines that are available in the range, which is good. I think what's interesting is that Nia here is like a CGI render, whereas these two, I think, are actual products of photos of the toy. So that's an interesting decision for them to make. Also interesting that, like, usually you think they would show the other 3 packs, but they don't. So these 2 packs are different to the 3 packs that these get sold on, which are about $15 to $25 depending where you buy them from. So it is interesting the way that they've done that, but otherwise this is a pretty good box now. You get a little picture of Thomas on the side there. You can kind of see quite well what is going to be inside this box. So what are we waiting for? Let's open it up. I don't normally want to look at boxes, but I do want to show you this. You can see again, you've got the fake printed track on the bottom there, and then Thomas is sealed in this like blister pack situation, which is different to the way they used to be sealed in. So there you go, that's that. Right, so the first thing to look at in this 3-pack is Thomas. As far as I can tell, this Thomas is the same as all the other Trackmaster Thomases that we've got so far. Unfortunately, I can't do a comparison because I've actually given all my other Trackmaster 2 stuff to my little cousin because he's 2, so this is perfect for him. So I no longer have any of my Trackmaster 2 Thomas stuff, but I'm pretty sure this is the same. The one thing that looks a bit different is it does look like Thomas hangs over a bit more at the front here, but I don't know if that's just me imagining things. He's still got the weird face. Like, I don't understand, Mattel. You can make a really good face in literally every other range except Trackmaster. So can you please fix this? Yeah, no detailing on the buffers as per usual. Normal stuff here. Interesting that he seems to have like a weird seam, which is what's making me think that maybe this is slightly different. A slightly different version of Thomas. I don't know if they've rejigged him, just because there's a weird seam here. I don't know if you can kind of see it. And then this printing is also weird. It's like very front arranged towards the front when it should be a little bit bigger and fill in that whole splasher. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. This is still a sticker, this little print for the whistle and the cab windows, sorry. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I did see some pictures that showed this middle wheel not being painted anymore, and I wasn't sure. I think that must have been just a mistake on, like, for example, the Amazon listing. But it does, I'm glad to say that they have still continued to paint the middle fake wheel, which is good to see. Now, the actual stars of the show are the brand new for 2020 Annie and Clarabel. And the first thing I want to say is just picking these up, these are by far the most substantial Trackmaster 2 pieces of rolling stock I've ever felt. The other ones were really flimsy. You felt like you could just break them in half. No, these ones, they're really solid. There's a lot of weight in them. Obviously, they're still only plastic and hollow, but when you pick them up, it's very hard to describe, but you pick them up and you go, oh, this is quality. Which is interesting because obviously compared to some of the previous, Thomas and Friends stuff, it's maybe not quality, but it definitely, you pick it up and you go, wow, you really feel like this is a premium licensed product, whereas I think a lot of the other Trackmaster stuff, you kind of felt like it was a knockoff, which is pretty bad. And I actually would go out on a limb and say I think these actually look nicer than the Play Rail / original Trackmaster 1 Annie and Clarabel for a couple of reasons. So, firstly, we get a really nice 3D face. They've done a really good job. They really captured those little dimples around their eyes and everything. The printing for the front windows is not that great. It's done with the kind of printing they use for the minis and for a lot of these lines now. It's a little bit kind of, you can kind of see it. It's a bit kind of, looks almost grainy, which is a bit unideal, but I still think that generally the face features are quite nice. We've got buffers detailing back. We've got running board detailing, which is, oh, he wants to focus, which is really interesting. I don't necessarily know if that's, correct per se, but they're trying to get that bit of detail there, which is really nice to see. You can see if you look inside, there are actually seats inside of there. There's space to put people. If you could, you'd have to really do some unscrewing though and take the bottom off because the roof doesn't come off or anything. I know as a kid I used to like shove bits of wool through the windows to make it look like there were people inside, which is really strange. You get the printing of Annie on the side here, Annie on the other side here. You look at the roof, and again, it's nice to see we've got the texture, not just on the roof here, but also on the side here, which is really nice. I'm really enjoying that. Obviously, having the 3D windows with actual holes in them is good to see that that's returned. And then I even think the wheel detailing is pretty good. You get these little, the word has escaped me for what these are called, that come down here. I don't love the really gear-like wheels. I think that looks a little bit weird for a train set. But when they're spinning, they look round, so it is what it is. And then you also even get this detailing on here, like the little undercarriage detailing, which is way more than we've ever got from any other pieces of rolling stock. So that's really impressed me. We come to Clarabel, and, she's the same. Obviously, she's just backwards. As she should be, same writing on the top. No guards compartment, but that is to be expected from this range. I'm not really that upset about it. You can see again a really nice face. If you just compare them together, you can see very, very subtle differences in the smile is the main thing that I think is different, and it seems like it's intentional, the smile being different, because it's actually a molded in, like the smile is a molded in divot in the plastic which they paint. So they have given Clarabel a smaller smile than Annie, which is about the only differentiating factor between the two faces. Otherwise, she's got all the same features, and if we just couple them together like so, you get a nice train. As you can see, like, and you can hear the gearness of their wheels is weird because it means they make this weird noise, but that's okay. And then you can couple them up to Thomas. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. That is a good looking train. Obviously within the confines of Trackmaster 2, it's still a bit funky. Thomas is a bit funky. All the engines in this range are a bit funky. But inside that, I think this looks really nice. The scaling looks good with the coaches. The detail really pops. I think this is a really nice train. I think if I was a Trackmaster 2 collector, or I had a kid who wanted to get Trackmaster 2, this would be the set I would be wanting for Christmas. It's really nice. If you haven't got the old stuff, it's a really good, iconic set. And I would absolutely be, if I was going to do something like buy this set, buy that Percy 6-in-1 set, which I still see, for example, in stores in Australia, and bingo, Bob's your uncle, you've got an awesome set for Christmas. So I think that is how I would do this. I think it's really, really nice to see Mattel kind of going back to this design, and I'm really happy to see it. So yeah, big thumbs up from me. So what are my final thoughts on this? As you kind of guessed, I'm a big fan. I think they've done a really good job with these. It's sad it's taken so long for us to get here, but I'm glad we finally got here. In terms of observations, these are the same price as the original, the 3-packs with the old design, Annie and Clarabel and stuff, so that's good. I'm glad they haven't upped the price for a change when they've redesigned things. What I think's really interesting though is, for example, Duchess, who is released in the same wave as this Thomas, has a coach, and she doesn't have these style coaches. They didn't just repaint Annie and Clarabel, they used the old sticker coaches, which is weird. And then to make things even weirder, there's actually a new starter set, or track engine combo pack, what are you going to call it, for Trackmaster, which I've seen, it's just come out. And it's, branded with the push-along packaging, and it's called like I don't quite remember what it's called, but it had Thomas, Annie, Clarabel, and a troublesome truck with a little action feature, and you can make them go around. Interestingly though, in that set, it's the old style of Annie and Clarabel, so the one where, again, they've actually stopped using stickers. They print they've used the printing to print on the windows and everything, but it's those smaller, you know, boxcar style of Annie and Clarabel. So it's really weird to me that they're still using those old molds in sets, but then also releasing this kind of more premium one separately. So I don't really know what's going on there. That was quite weird to me. But yeah, I'm glad to see that we're getting some more detail on this line. I'm really curious to see how all the merchandise is going to look next year with the new rebooted Thomas look, because obviously that's going, you know, Thomas still is now pretty realistic looking, and that's obviously going to incredibly unrealistic looking style. So I don't know how that's going to change the merchandise, given the merchandise this year seems to have gone back to being a bit more realistic, which is, yeah, I really don't understand. But yeah, otherwise, please let me know your thoughts. If you're a TrackMax question, you're going to pick this up. I think it's really good value if you can get it for what I saw it in Australia, which is actually about $15 to $19 at some of the cheaper retailers. Then absolutely, I think you should pick it up. It's a nice set. It's a nice, you know, bit of a throwback to the old stuff, and I think it would make a Thomas fan and a collector very happy. So that's all I've got time for in this video, but please let me know your thoughts below. This is XtremeTrainz.